Hi, this is Sweet June. I'm coming back at you with another video topic. I'm hoping that you guys are practicing social distancing, washing your hands for 20 seconds, and wearing your mask. We're still in the midst of this pandemic. I think we probably have a more powerful strain. Um, if you're going to party for the holidays, I wouldn't recommend. I'd say party in your house, party at home. Be careful. Be careful. The numbers are getting higher. That being said, I'm hoping everybody's having a blessed day. I'm hoping everybody's doing good. Thank God 2020 is going to be over. Um, I want to talk about a lot of things that the, the, the number one complaint um, of the manosphere, as they call it, the manosphere, here on YouTube, a common complaint um, with a lot of guys that I hear them talk about a lot is, I like to do um, videos addressing the young ladies. I'm older, um, like to think that I've acquired some wisdom at my age. I like to educate the younger ladies, school the younger ladies, so to speak, and give them some good advice. And they probably ain't listening, but oh well, I put it out there anyway. You got young daughters. Any ladies that have younger daughters, wouldn't hurt to let them look at my video. They gonna learn something. Anyway, with that being said, a lot of them I do pay attention to, even though a lot of them do bash black women. But when I do pay attention to some of the things that they are saying, try to get in their head, see what they're thinking about here on YouTube and on other forms of social media as well, mainly on YouTube. And a common complaint, they always say that I was looking at O'Shea Duke Jackson's video the other day, and not just him, there's some other black men too as well. And I also look at the comic sections of different videos. Some of the male YouTubers on here. I look at the comic sections. I read the comic sections and what the men are saying in the comic sections and everything. Just kind of get an idea as to what they're thinking and everything. And a lot of them are saying that women have the tendency to choose when they're younger, and they have their youth and vitality and all their beauty and all their youth and vitality. Particularly, they're referring to women in their 20s. Um, uh, Hold on, I gotta plug in my. Hold on. I don't know why my computer's not charging. Okay, now it's charging. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh shoot. Can't get my computer to charge. There we go. I'm so sorry. Particularly women in their 20s. They're saying that women are picking thugs. And, I'm here to clear up that stereotype. Not all black women like thugs. I never liked thugs. I've never been attracted to thugs. And I'm sure that's not representative of all young black women. Um, it's another stereotype. It's just another horrible stereotype that's thrown around about black women that we all like thugs. Not true. I never liked thugs. But they say a lot of the younger women are getting with the wrong types of men, put so to speak. If they're not getting with thugs, they're getting with dusties, and they say they seem to be more drawn and more attracted to these type of men, and that is the case for a lot of young women. That is the case for a lot of young women. They're more. They say they seem to be more attracted to the thugs, uh, dusties. Men that don't have nothing going for themselves. They don't even have any potential. They seem to hook up with the wrong types of men. I was guilty of that in my 20s as well. Um, and when it happens is when they hook up with these wrong types of men, they wind up getting pregnant by these types of men. And I was just thinking, just I was just thinking about how um, when women that don't have children, men that have children, they expect to find a woman that doesn't have children. And my thought is, what makes you think that a woman that don't have children want to be with somebody that got kids? And so, and not with that being said, I was thinking like when I was in my 20s, I hooked up with my son's dad, my oldest son's dad, and he had three baby mamas when I hooked up with him. I'm not bashing him, but it's facts. He had three baby mamas. If 2020 hindsight is 2020, I think now June, what the heck was you thinking? And so yeah, I'm guilty. Guilty is charged. To be honest, I didn't really think about it at the time. I was pretty young. And that's the problem. A lot of women are getting involved. They don't make sound decisions. And I think a lot of that stems from not having a father. A lot of that stems from a black woman. If a black woman does not have a strong father or father figure in her life to teach her worth, the types of men to avoid, and educate her on the types of men to avoid, and teach her and show her through his actions how a woman's supposed to be treated and all those good things. The father sets the standard. That's what he does for a young girl, his daughter. He sets the standard of the type of men that she should be looking for. That's what a father does for his daughter. He sets the standard. And what happens is if you don't have that, when a young woman doesn't have a strong father or a strong father figure, because it could be a stepdad, might not be her biological dad, but it could be a stepdad that implant these good seeds in her, then that's going to set the stage. If you don't have someone to teach you your worth, educate you on what types of men to avoid, uh, lead by example, and show you the type of men that you should be looking for, and show you through his own examples, you know, of how a man's supposed to treat a woman and all this good stuff. Then when you go out there, that's what you're gonna be looking for. You're gonna be looking for a man with those qualities. But if you don't have that, a father to teach you that as a woman, then you go out there. You don't really. First of all, your self worth is not very high. Your self esteem is not very high. You're probably most often than not, 9 times out of 10, you're looking for some type of validation. You didn't have that father to validate you. That's why I'm telling my oldest son now with my granddaughter. It's your job to teach her worth, to tell her that she's beautiful, and teach her worth, educate her on types of men to look for, lead by example, all that good. He said, "I know, Mom, I know." I said, "I'm just telling you, and keep her off the pole." They say it's a father's job to keep the daughter off the pole. That's his job too, keep her off the pole, and she won't make these mistakes going out, getting pregnant by the wrong guy, getting involved with the wrong types of men and all this kind of thing. The father sets that standard. Very powerful. Very powerful. A father is such a powerful, is so instrumental in boys and girls' life. And unfortunately, a lot of young women don't have that, and they're looking for validation in the wrong types of men. See, they didn't get it from their father, so they look for it in the wrong types of men. And they wind up hooking because there was no male there to set that standard. They don't know what, you know, and they're looking for that validation with the wrong guys. And they wind up, worst case scenario, getting pregnant. He gets her pregnant, go hook up with somebody else. He done left her, or he does something, puts her in a situation to where she has to walk away from him and raise this child on her own. God forbid she gets with another guy. I'm guilty. Wrong type of man, gets pregnant. Now you got two baby daddies. God forbid you get it with another the wrong man. You see how that cycle continues? And then what these men are saying is, once these women um, get in a situation to where they're having babies by these wrong types of men, they get emotionally scarred to boot. They're a single mother raising children on their own. Add bitterness to the boot, to boot, to the boot, whatever. You know what I'm saying. So now they're emotionally damaged, scarred and all this kind of stuff. But they're also looking for, at this point, they start looking for a father figure, husband, someone to come in and help them with their children. They of course, quite naturally, they're going to want a good mate to come in and be not only a good husband to them, but a good father figure to their children. I wanted that. We all want. Men are saying, okay, you didn't hooked up with these wrong types of men and got pregnant by them and everything. Now you want a nice man to come in and be there for you and everything. That's the common complaint with. That's what they're saying. I say it ain't nothing wrong with that. You live and you learn. There's nothing wrong with wanting a good man. If you made some mistakes in the past, there's nothing wrong with wanting. You live and you learn. You look back and say, oh, yeah, that wasn't the right man. I should have, took the time to get to know him or whatever the situation was. A lot of these men are saying it's too late. It's too late for you now. You're damaged goods, which I don't agree with that. Because just because a woman is a single mother doesn't mean that she's still not a good woman. Because there's a lot of women that are single mothers that are good. I was a good woman and I was a single mother. So I don't necessarily agree with that. If single mothers are damaged goods, then single fathers are damaged goods. That's not necessarily true either, because a man could have children outside of marriage and could still be a good man, could still be a good mate. So I don't necessarily agree with that either. It depends on the person. What makes you damaged goods is the type of person you are on the inside, and the qualities that makes you marriageable or not marriageable. Or I mean, what makes you not, excuse me, the qualities that makes you not marriageable. If you don't possess good qualities, that doesn't make you marriageable. That makes you damaged goods. Not necessarily, the fact that you're a single mother or the fact that you're a single father. But that's what these guys are saying, that you're damaged goods because now you're a baby mama. But I say that's not necessarily true. Um, so what I want to say to the young ladies, that all that being said, is what message that I want to send to the young ladies is pick the right one the first time. Pick the right man the first time. Meaning, first of all, don't be so in a hurry to have a man all up in your face that you don't make wise decisions. You're so thirsty and you're so lonely for a man, for companionship, that you make the wrong decisions in a mate. You don't take the time to get to know the man before you hook up with them. Because you'll learn a lot of things about a person through time, giving it time and taking the time to get to know them. That's without being sexual with them, because sex clouds your judgment. That's another point that I'm coming to. Being too quick to jump into a sexual relationship with a man. When a woman is too quick to jump into a sexual relationship with a man, it clouds her judgment. I know what I'm talking about. I didn't make the same mistakes. When you jump into a sexual relationship too soon with a man, it clouds your judgment. And if the man is a lot of men know that, as they say, they can put it on you real good, blow your back out or whatever it is that they're saying. They figure a lot of men figure if they can do that, they can now manipulate you in any way that they choose to do. If you're putting a lot of emphasis on the sexual part of the relationship, and sex to women is more emotional. Sex is more emotional for us. Men know that. They can use that to manipulate you. And they know you're going to be there for them because they're laying pipe, so to speak. Don't fall for that. That's the common mistake that young ladies make when they jump too fast into a sexual relationship with men. The best thing to do, I'm going to highly recommend, like I do in all my other videos, is you abstain to marriage. You abstain from sexual relations until marriage. That is the best advice I can give you. Abstinence is the best birth control in the world. Is abstain. Let that man prove to you that he is worthy of your hand in marriage. Let him prove that to you. And the only way he's going to be able to prove that to you is you got to take your time and get to know this guy. When young ladies make too many mistakes with that, they jump into these sexual relationships too fast. And that's where they're making all the mistakes. Next thing you know, boom, they're pregnant. Guess what? It was the wrong guy. He didn't possess the qualities of a good husband, let alone a father. And then on top of that, he didn't want to be no father. So now you're stuck raising this child all by yourself. You didn't learn your lesson then. Bam, you got pregnant again by the wrong guy. Saying he had the same issue as the first one. Now you're raising two babies by yourself. Some women, God forbid, don't learn after the second time and they go do it again. And again. Next thing you know, you got 3 or 4 baby daddies. It's best to learn after the first mistake. Or in my case, after the second time. You got to take the time to get to know these guys, investigate, thoroughly check out their background, listen at how he's talking. You can learn a lot. When I was doing my internet dating, I would talk to some of these guys on the phone, and I could tell by their conversation they wasn't right. I could just tell by the way they was talking that something was wrong. So just listen and pay attention to what the man is saying. He'll tell you everything you need to know just through his conversation. And if he doesn't have a good relationship with his mother, don't walk away from him, run. Because if he does not love and respect his mother, what makes you think he's going to treat you right? He ain't going to do right by you. check out the type of relationship that he has with his mother and how he feels about his mother. If he had a strained relationship with his mom and he don't love and respect her, he's not a good mate. He's damaged goods. You shouldn't be laying down with such a man. Or they have thug qualities. They don't possess. You should be looking for, even a woman in your 20s, you should be looking for a man with marriageable qualities. I got with my oldest son's dad. We was together off and on. Well, we was together for about 5 years. Um, but unfortunately, it wasn't until after I had my son that I learned, realized that he wasn't marriageable. He didn't possess good fatherly qualities, and he didn't possess marriageable. He didn't have marriageable qualities. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that until after I had my oldest son. He called himself asking me to marry him, but no, he couldn't prove. He couldn't show me that he was wanted to be, that he was going to be a good husband to me or a good father. So in my mind, I'm thinking if I marry you, it's going to be a huge mistake. I don't think he would have married me. I think I broke up with him, and I think he was trying to get me to come back. But for argument's sake, I just don't think that if I had married him, I just don't think that it would have been a wise decision for me to marry him. I didn't realize that until after the baby was already here. Young ladies need to realize those things before you don't get yourself in that situation. Because a lot of women don't realize, and we don't talk about my young son's dad. I don't go. Oh, Lord, hindsight is 2020. Take your time, young ladies, and keep your legs closed. Pick the right one the first time. Then you will avoid all these problems. And I know sometimes, life it's not black and white. It's full of gray areas. And I know sometimes you can marry a guy and he can seem one way. He checked off all your boxes. You took your time and all that and everything. And then on down the line, he flipped the script on you. Well, that's a different situation. Sometimes they do that. They do change on you. But initially, he need to be straight from the gate. He need to be good. He need to be a good man from the gate. And he needs to have those good husbandly qualities, and he needs to have those good fatherly qualities for you to even considering marriage with any guy. Let alone giving him your body. So that's what I say. And a lot of these men are thinking that. They're thinking, okay, well, you got 2 or 3 baby daddies, and now you want a good man? Not. They don't want to hook up with you. That's what they're saying. That's what they're thinking. And a lot of them got their nerves because they got a lot of baby mamas running around here. They got their nerve. So, young ladies, and if I'm repeating myself on this purposely, pick the right man the first time. Take your time. Don't be so desperate for a relationship that you make the wrong choices. Okay? If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, like button, share button. Hit that notification bell so every time I do a video, you will be notified. Until the next video, peace and love. This is Sweet Jim.